The sutta what we are taking is in Digha Nikaya, it is 28, is Sampasadaniya Sutta. So let me explain what it means. Sam is conjoined, joined with. Okay. Pasada is tranquility, pleasure, peace. And in which you put in some pasada, it turns itself in like, you are confident of what you're saying. Okay, so some pasadaniya sutta. Pasadaniya means which has happened. So basically, you can't take it as peaceful or pleasure or something. It can be said that you are very confident. Your face gleams with confidence. So some pasadaniya sutta means what can give you confidence. So there are 16 of them which can give you confidence from what we are following. This also talks about other traditions and other religious uh, things, and the religious here represents more of the Upanishadic way of life and the Brahminical way of life, because at that time there was no other religion known in this part of the world. So it's basically that. So we are talking about paribhajaka. Paribhajaka, parivrajaka in Sanskrit, one who's in search of reality. Okay, so that is what it's called, pabhajaka, pabhajika, and parivrajaka. And also two more terms to give you clarity. Samana is also for Gautama and Mahavira or Nigantanatha Putta. Samana. Okay. Samana means Shramana, which means one's own effort. Okay. Brahmana are two kinds. One who has gone in search of reality and who has found something with terms of reality. Okay, this is one kind. And the second kind is the one who has gone into the Arya Magga and is become an Arhat. Okay, Samane Nava, Brahmane Nava, it is representing both. Okay, one who is striving on his one's own effort, and also either from other tradition he is a Brahmana, or from an Arya Magga he is a Brahmana. So that covers both of them. So Pabajaka is one who is wandering to get into the reality. Okay, so that's the reason they put as wanderers. They're not literally wandering anywhere, they're in search of reality. So what they used to do is they used to learn something in their scriptures, how it is and why it is, and then debate with others on what they have understood so that they can understand better. So if the other person is able to explain in a better way than this person, let's say I go and I meet let's say a Buddha follower, and I'm following through Upanishad, and I would ask that person, do you know this Upanishad? And then the person says, yes, I do know it. So then I would ask, who is your teacher? Then he would say, my teacher is so and so. And what does he teach? He teaches like this. What's the difference between this and what I know? And then the person would say, in your tradition you do it this way, but in this tradition or in this you have to do it in this way. Do you want to try? And then the person says, no, I've already tried it. Now, is there anything else other than what you know? And then if they are not knowing the answer, they used to come back to the Buddha on how to answer the next time such a question is asked. So the person who were having this Upanishadic knowledge used to feel happy that they are able to explain it much better. Okay, so that's the context with which we are taking up this sutta, DN28. Why I gave this is because most of it is for non-Buddha followers. Okay, so it is very important to know why is he saying something. And what is sampasadaniya? Because now he is giving confidence to those people who don't have any belief that uh, things will work. And in the end, last portion, where if you scroll down completely down, and then you say, it will say tasma imas veya karanas sampasadaniyatweva adivachananti. And that's why the name of this discussion is Inspiring Confidence. So he also says, E sampihi sariputta mugha purisanam bhavisati tathagate kankha va vimati va tesam mimam dhamma paryayam Dhamma. Okay. Dhamma pariyayam sutva tathagate kankha va vimati va sa pahiyasati. So that means after they listen this, they will give up all their doubts. Okay. So Sariputta way of explanation is to make sure even a novice should understand. Apart from the astute who already knows it, even a novice or some other tradition is misunderstood. Even he's say that he's followed the Buddha, but he has misunderstood it. Or another way to look at it is that he is a person who has not really got it, or he is misrepresenting it. And for that person, this sutta becomes very important. So that's a little bit of background I could say on this. Why are we taking this sutta? Is because none of us are truly Buddhist by birth. Okay, and we shouldn't do something without knowing why we are doing it. So I was thinking that we need to know why are we doing some things rather than just doing because we feel that's how it is. Okay, so we need to see all 16 of them. Okay, so now the first part.
Just something came in. None of the people lived at the Buddha's time were Buddhist by birth, I think.
Yes, that's correct. So at this point in time, we have categorized ourselves, even though there's nothing to categorize. We don't have to categorize ourselves as this religion, that religion. But now we have got into that group, and now we are going into this. We need to know why we are doing it so that we are confident, each one of us are confident, why did we ever take this path? And that would help us to really identify. If somebody asks us, why are you following Buddha? So we should be able to say all 16 of them in some way. Okay, so that's the whole intent. Just like there are 16 vipassana, so we have this 16 of them. So we'll go one by one, and understand it much better so that we don't lose confidence on ourselves or on the teaching or both. So the first one he talks about is on what's the teaching. Kusala Dhamma Desana. Now we have heard about Kusala Dhamma, Akusala Dhamma, Kusala Dhamma. But here it is different. In this context, he talks about 37 factors of awakening as Kusala Dhamma. Then the usual 3 by body, 4 by speech, and 3 by mind. Okay. This is the first thing we need to know. So if we were to explain to ourselves that what is Kusala Dhamma, you should have experienced all of them in some way. Got the point? So we should have Satipatthana, Sammapadhana, all of that. Okay. Chattaro Iddhipada Panchindriyani Panchabalani Sattabojjhangari Attamikamaga. By these, he starts here Bhikkhu. So the Buddha understands this without exception. There is nothing to be understood beyond this, whereby another ascetic, see here, he will use that. Tam Bhagava Asesam Bhijanati Tam Bhagavato Asesam Bhijananto Uttari Abhinyayam Natti Yadha Bhajitam Anyo Samano Va Brahmano Va Bhagavata Bhiyo Abhinya Taro Assa Yadidam Kusalesu Dhammesu. So nobody else, no other samana, which includes Jains or any other ascetics who are in search of reality on their own, nor Brahmana, they can explain in any other better way. This 37 factors is the best, which includes everything. If you are mindful, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens, then this happens. So 37 factors of awakening. So the first time we have 37 factors of awakening, Sotapanna, the second time Sakadagami, third time Anagami, fourth time Arhat. So that's very clear route. Nobody else can provide that kind of route. So Kusala Dhamma Desana. Any questions? Clear? So the first thing we need to understand is why we are doing it is because of the Kusala Dhamma Desana. So we will get 37 factors of awakening. And when we are awakened, we know we have awakened. There's nothing else to ask anyone that have I got awakened. It's just like somebody get up on the bed. He doesn't have to ask, have I got up on the bed? It's very clear you got up on the bed from the sleep. So the sleep here represents ignorance and awakening represents coming out of that ignorance. Okay? Ignorance of what? Ignorance that whatever we say experience is Vaikhanda. So through Satipatthana, Sammapadhana, Iddhipada, Panchindriya, Panchabala, like that, we have cleared it. Clear? It's very simple. Nothing more to discuss on that. So we'll go to the next one. Then he says, Ayatana Panyati Desana. Ayatana Panyati Desana. This is a beautiful thing from Buddha. The ascetics other than Buddha always felt the Indriya has a problem. The sense faculties have a problem. But Buddha showed that the senses don't have a problem. When it turns into ayatana, becomes a problem. Now, what is the difference between the indriya and ayatana? When a field is created, each one have our own field. So we will not go beyond that field. Now, what does that mean? You are born in a particular place. That's your field of experience. From then you have a field of experience. So the eyes will keep on eating something in that field. And then the ear, then the nose, and the tongue, then the body, and the mind. So your field. When we meet, we are eating our own food. But seems like I'm eating somebody's. No. Got the point. Like at this present moment, Shreyas in his home is eating whatever he is eating through sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. So he has a sister, he has a mother, he has a father, he has his company where he's working, and blah blah blah. All that is his field. I can't interfere in his field, even though I might be seeing his mother, sister, brother, or father, whatever. I can't literally take them to be my brother, my sister, my father, my mother, my house, like that. Any doubt on that? Can I take somebody's as mine? Think. What happened? Nobody's speaking. So I can't become Aryu, I can't become Chirag, I can't become anyone. I can only do within my field. So the senses have a field of experience, and that field of experience is ayatana. But the senses can sense beyond this. That means what we call dibba sota. Each one is a different experience than the current experience. Yes or no? Yes, yes, Chirag. I just muted you because of the background noise. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You have to unmute again.
Yes, they're muted.
Chirag, you still muted. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about the background noise. Yeah, but I think this is a very interesting topic, about the field of perception. Because let's say I'm always sometimes wondering, again, I don't want to make a big digression, but I think I'm always wondering, like, is the person in front of me even real? Is it because I don't share the same aitana as you do? So, in my field of experience, you may not even be there, like whatever you're experiencing, that might not even be real. So, yeah, I guess I was just wondering, in terms of, let's say, consciousness and moksha, nirvana, and so on. Like, do you ever get to a stage where you can experience another person's aitana?
No. Ayatana you can, but not the indriya.
Okay, aitana you can. What do you mean by that?
That's what I'm telling you. The field of experience you can experience.
So let's say if you are seeing something, I can experience what you're seeing.
I can make it out.
Okay.
See, let us understand what we are trying to say. One, you are experiencing something. Let's say we go to Aryu's home. You can experience in one way, I can experience in another way, correct? But we both can experience something in the same way at his house, which is the sofa or the placement of whatever he has or whatever, or like, we both come to your home. Same thing, right? So can't we then experience within our field, which is common? What do you think? But the sense.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, we are looking at the same object, but from a different subject.
No, the same object, two people are watching means four eyes are watching.
Hmm.
Like let's say, um, Aliu has a flowering plant. It looks green. Okay. So we can agree that it is green, and you might say it is light green, and then we might agree or disagree depending upon how we are seeing the shade. But can we say that it's not even green? I mean, you see red and I see green. Is that possible?
I mean, it depends on. I think it depends on the subject, right? Let's say if you're colorblind or something, you may perceive
No,
certain.
forget that. Now we three are meeting, or
Okay.
we both go to Google when we meet.
Hmm.
Okay. Now you are sitting on one sofa, which was grey in color. Now we sit in the same sofa. Would you now make it blue? And then don't tell me that it depends. No, it that sofa has been there. That's it. And you say I was sitting on this sofa Vilas before, and then now you're sitting on the same sofa where I had seated. Would that change? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I think in some sense, I think let's say me and you, we both have a shared reality, so we have an agreement on what is a sofa, right? But let's say if we grew up maybe in completely different worlds, then that object would be subject to our perceptions. If our perceptions are different, what you may perceive as sofa, I might perceive as something else.
But then we agree at a commonality, right? Then I ask, what is this? And then as you say, this is a sofa. And then will you stop calling it as a sofa?
Yeah, I mean, I'll call it sofa because I think we grew up learning the same things, but I might also
No.
perceive it.
Now, irrespective of it, if you agree, your perception is common. So now you both start eating the same place, same thing, right? Like Aryu for a chance, not chance, he wanted to come to India. So what did he do? He started eating idli and he started eating Indian bread and dal and rice and all of that. And you took him to an Indian store. So knowing very well that Aryu is not an Indian, right? And then you both used to sit there, send pictures. And Ari used to send a picture eating whatever he's eating. And then you had that paneer masala and this masala, that masala. So would you now disagree with that? No, right? Because there's a commonality. So you have, meaning you have agreed for that field of experience, right? So that means there is a field of experience, and that field of experience is ayatana. So this is mano ayatana, the dhamma. That means dal is a dhamma. So even though it is just a food, but it is dal. So if somebody were to ask, what are you eating? You can't say, in my perception, I call it as lentil, and in your perception, it's called as dal. No, you wouldn't say that. You would say it is made out of lentil, but you cannot say that in my perception, in my viewpoint, it is nothing. But in his viewpoint, it is called dal. Then the question comes, why are you eating that? Because it's not your field of experience. Like that, we have to see. So the indriya can have different experience, but the ayatana has limited experience. It will only eat as much as it is given. So you have to first say what it is and start eating that. Any question? Like if you say San Francisco, you can't make it New York. Yes, sir. You. No, you're listening to both the ears, but it seems like you're listening through one ear. There's nothing like you're listening to only through one ear. Any doubt on that?
So the making it seem like listening through one ear is the ayatana.
No, no, no. It's just a field of experience.
So okay, can you describe with an example the difference between indriya and ayatana?
I just now said, see, Indriya can hear, can have many facets. Like Indriya can, the same eye is there in a cat, can have a same in a dog, can same in a deva, and same, right? That Indriya is the same. The gochara, the experience. Go is cow, chara is fodder. So when it has the gochara is limited. It's limited by what can it be perceived. So the dog will perceive in one way, the cat will perceive in another way, and humans will perceive the same thing in another way, and depends on the color, texture, blah blah blah. But what Buddha says is that you can now remove the ayatana and then do what? Now you can hear distant objects, see distant objects, which is not there in ayatana. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, sorry, may Ariel raise the hand.
Okay, Arya, you go.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, May.
Sorry, do you mean the indriya is like the organ itself? Almost like the organ itself. So it's like the eye, and then the ayatanas. The experience is different. You said whether it's the deva's eye is different to the human eye or the cat's eye. The experience out of it.
Yes, and another way, it's not a physical eye. It is the eye as just the instrument. If I could use the word instrument, just an instrument. You can use it for whatever. Using it for whatever is ayatana. But the instrument is an instrument. Like I have a scale. I can use it for measuring, I can use it for cutting paper, I can use it for whatever. That's ayatana. But the scale is a scale. Its basic need is to just measure something. Right? Yes, Ariel. Essa pasada rupa. Good. So, Chirag, are you convinced or are you still more confused than what you were earlier?
No, I mean, I'm not really confused. I think I know, I get the difference between Indriya and Ayatana. I think it's more about, I mean, as you said, right? Like, Ayatana really depends on your perception. So, like, your Indriyas might be perceiving the same thing, but the Ayatana might result in different things.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
See, as human eye,
Yeah.
what it can do, it can recognize the object as object. But as ayatana, you have a different field of experience. So, yes. Totally different. Different. Exactly. Exactly. So, I'll give you some more examples. Yes, Chirag, go ahead.
Okay, so again, this question will be a little bit of digression, but I'm wondering if you have, thought about this. Why do you think all of us have a limited field of perception? We cannot perceive everything. Like, let's say, and you can only perceive you, I can only perceive myself, you can only perceive yourself. Why is it such? Why is it the case like this?
Because we have got defilements.
because we have defilements. Okay.
Ayatana itself is a defilement.
Hmm.
If you
So,
didn't have
so,
that,
so would you
just
say like, sorry to cut you off. Would you say like, like if someone's fully enlightened, they can perceive everything everywhere at once, or something like that?
that's the reason it's arupa jhana from rupa. So you have what is that? Infinite space. Akashanchayatana. In the ayatana, you are seeing akasha. Yes.
So I think in that case, basically what happens is, I think a lot of us at many points in time, we perceive that, we have a center and, our center is located in our body and we are the subject who is different from the object. But basically, let's say as, your defilements get dissolved, I think this center goes away, you're not like anywhere in particular. Maybe you're like everywhere. I don't know. I think there are different stages to this, but I'm guessing that the center of your perception or where you are, that probably shifts as these defilements get removed.
Exactly. So in the Purusha Sukta, it's a very nice way of explaining the Indriya, but they don't know how to really practice it. So it says Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshat Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva Atyadishta Dashangulam. This much is sufficient. It covers everything. So Sahasra Shirsha, 1,000 heads. Purusha is that consciousness. Sahasrakshad, Aksha is eyes. Sahasrapad, thousands of legs. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. If you take the world like a globe, Vritva, circling around. Okay, if you were to do like that, Atyadishta Dashangulam, it doesn't even, you can't even measure in your 10 fingers. This becomes immeasurable. So the Indriya Gochara is immeasurable, but Ayatana can be measured. Because you have your own field of experience, and that limited field of experience is what you call as mind. Got the point. I had got a very nice example. I now forgot in this melee. Otherwise, I could have given you a very easy dose of what we were discussing. Anyway, if I remember, I'll let you know. Yes, here you.
Yeah, I don't know. You can skip this question, but I have a friend who's a good meditator. I think, and in some state, he's able to see through his neighbor's eye and do things like that. So how does that work? Is it through ayatana or something, or is it?
No, the thing is, it's still in ayatana only until you get sanya vedita nirodha. It is still ayatana.
Okay, so he'll be experiencing someone else ayatana and like that.
It's just like tuning into somebody's FM channel. Like or stealing somebody's internet connection, so to say. I know the password and then I put it and then I can use that SSID. Simple as that. Okay. Anyway. Yes, Chirag, go ahead.
Okay, so one more question. Yeah, I'm thinking about this a little bit. So, yeah, I would be interested in knowing, why do defilements cause like a localization of the consciousness? I mean, I think it sort of makes sense, but maybe I can also hear it from you. Like, why do, when we have more and more defilements, our consciousness gets localized as me, myself, the body, and so on?
Very simple. You have desire, hatred, delusion in every senses. Now, you see your mother and you see your wife. You name it as mother and really feel she's my mother. And you see your wife and truly believe she's your wife. Isn't that a defilement or not? That's the field of your experience. Can I call your wife as my wife? And your mother as my mother? And your money as my money? Even if I consider, it won't happen just because I'm considering, because I know it is localized, right? So it means I have my own perception of reality. That means this conscious, hold on, are you? This consciousness, what I call it as a localized consciousness, which is what is part of the five khandhas, is so localized that it cannot let itself go. So it gets established in the same place, saying that this is me. Now that's the thing. Now, if you remove that, the raga, dvesha, moha is gone, then you are released, completely out. So then you can do many things which you are not able to do it today. See, another thing in this section, when we go further, you will be able to see that you can read somebody's mind. Those all will come after we do something about it, right? And at this moment, we have to agree that we are up 6 ayatanas. When I say myself, the self is an ayatana. What else is me? I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm tasting, I'm touching, I'm smelling, I'm thinking. Like Aryu keeps on saying, I'm thinking on this. So that's localized consciousness, right? And just tell me if it is not so. So in the limited experience, you can think, you can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can touch, you can smell. But that's localized. Can you smell what is in heaven? We don't even know whether heaven exists or not, let alone smelling it. Can you see heaven? Never. I have never seen it. So that means my indriya, the sense organ or the sense per se, can perceive anything. However, at this point in time, it can only perceive localized environments, which is ayatana. Because of defilements. Yes, Ari.
Yeah, I was just thinking about what you're saying about the, limiting the experience. So is it so that when you create name and form, right? Because form always associated with the boundary. So when you create these kind of form, you're creating separation between, subject, object, and all that. Hence, it cannot go beyond because you're always making, this is form, is object, that is subject, and like that.
Exactly. So just to cite an example, I have never been to San Francisco. Can I see it in your eyes through Ariu and Chirag? Can I see it? Or through YouTube? Yes, you can do it, but you know it's limited. Because you're not experienced, or rather I have not experienced it. So am I not dying to be in San Francisco to experience it? And the answer is yes. Even though I saw it on YouTube, and earlier on, Ariu had sent about Palo Alto. He had sent me a video of almost where he stays and other things. But that still doesn't give me that experience, that field of experience. Because it's limited within limited. First of all, what I'm seeing itself is limited. On that, there is a video which is limited, right? So my perception is limited. I'm seeing the cars and everything moving, but I am not going there, right? I'm just sitting there and watching like one mad guy. Maybe in 1080 pixels, 1080p, or high definition, or maybe 8K, or 16K, but still it doesn't give me that experience. So what do? We fly there, we go there. A virtual VR reality is not that working. Yes, that's correct, but it doesn't help because we want to feel it. So the consciousness, no, it is faked. So it wants a real experience. How do you get a real experience? By flying there, by going there, by placing your feet on that ground and then feeling that I am here. And that's ayatana, because it has to go and eat it. You can't show it on the screen and saying that now you eat. It knows. No. I need to eat it. Got the point? Basically, that's what is this ayatana businesses. And we can have many more examples. But indriya is that which can give you the sense, and the feeler of the sense, or the feeding of the senses, is the ayatana. And that's the reason called as ayatana, the field of experience. As a reason is field. And in English also they write it as sense field, because you can have a sense perception using the field. So you have 6 fields through which the consciousness will go there, feed it, come back. So through the eye, when it goes there, it becomes eye consciousness. Through the ear, when it goes there, it becomes ear consciousness. Through the tongue, when it goes there, it becomes tongue consciousness, like that. Yes, Ari?
Just one more question. So, from what I understand, the indriya, let's say it's a bigger field, let's say a soccer ball field, but the ayatana, you experience part of it. Let's say you draw a circle around you, right? But this is the chakku ayatana, right? But Buddha also say there's the rupa ayatana, right? So let's say rupa ayatana is a different circle. How do you draw this this circle compared to this soccer field and this circle?
There are 12 ayatanas. Okay. First, you have yours, and you have something else. So then I'm seeing Ariyu apart from me. Aren't there 2 circles now? Or you think they both are one? When I'm seeing Ariyu, aren't there 2 circles? I as one and you as another, where I'm seeing. So my eye is seeing you. So the rupa ayatana. So what do? Let's say you were a girl and I love you. So what do? I carry you home. That's the max I can do. And call it as a marriage. Yes.
So are you saying in an experience of seeing, I'm always creating 2 homes? One of the chakku as the experiencer, and also what's seen as
Yes.
the seen.
That's the reason that definition itself says no, Ariyu. Chakuncha paticha rupecha upajjati chakku vinyanam. That consciousness will take both of them together, right? See. Yes, go ahead. Somebody. Yes, Chirag, you wanted to say something? No. See, it's like this. Let's replace it with Google. No female for time being. Okay. We have spoken enough on female. So let's talk something non-female. You cannot carry Google. So what do? You go there. So when you are there, what happens? You are chakka ayatana, sota ayatana, ghana ayatana, jiva ayatana, kaya ayatana, mana ayatana. 6 ayatanas are going where? To enjoy the 6 fields there. So chakka ayatana will keep on taking the rupa. Sota ayatana will taking the sound. Ghana ayatana will keep on taking the smell. Jiva ayatana keep on taking the taste. Kaya ayatana take on the touch. The mana ayatana will take on the dhamma, the objects which it can work on. Okay? If it were a human being, so what do? You say, Chirag is coming and staying at my home. Will you allow everyone to come and stay at your home? No. So, if Chirag was Google, you would have gone there. Since Chirag is a human being, you will ask him to come, or you go there and you both sit together. But that's the max you can do. You can put a hand on his shoulder, hold him tight, or do something. That's the max you can do, nothing more than that. But you want to do more, there's nothing more to it, right? So what we do, marriage is also same. So we call Chirag as a friend and the girl as a girlfriend, meaning I can do much more than what I could do with Chirag. So what did I do? I could not resist that ayatana. So I brought it home. Now it didn't just come as an eye, it came 6 of them. So my 6, her 6. This 12 and that 12. So she's also having the same experience. She's having her own eyes and she's perceiving the eye, the rupa, sight. She's having her own ear and she's perceiving her sound. Now you have 24 of them. I went shopping only for one. That is, I saw something, I just wanted to pick it up and bring it home. Ah, here it is. But that is a human object. So it has 12 ayatanas. Now you're in confusion. One time she screams and you say, my goodness, what a scream. Why do you scream at me? I never screamed at you. I screamed at your ear. But you screamed at me. I screamed at your ear. Right. Actually, the sound comes in the ear, not in the eyes, and the nose, or the tongue, or the body. But I'm feeling that you're irritating me. I didn't irritate you. Your irritation is in the mind. Hey man, I came to take your body. Sorry. You have to take all the 12 of them. This, oh man, one time the eye will take over, the remaining 5 will go. One time the ear will take over, the other 5 will go. One time the body will take over, other 5 will go. One time the mind will take over, the remaining 5 will go. So this is what he explains, that you have to tie both of them together. Otherwise they keep on running. Yes, go ahead, Harry. Yeah, but yes, just like when I was in the US, my children are fighting with your children and they're beating up our children. That's the problem in US. It is his ex children, my ex children. We both are married, so they both are hitting our children. That's exactly what we have brought home. They keep on fighting. This eye will fight with that eye. This ear will fight with that ear. This body will fight with that body. This smell will fight with that smell. This nose with that nose. This tongue with that tongue. This thought with that thought. And that's the reason we call it as mindset. The 6 are mindset. They're in a set. If you irritate one, you're in for it. Then you have to divorce. And whom will you divorce? Body, sight, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. Earlier also, you went and shopped. Now you are given it back. Take it. I don't want it. What else we did? Yes, you go ahead.
I guess that's why people always seek for agreement. They thought we're a family. We should think in the same way and see things the same. They try to align, not knowing they're completely separate sets of ayatana. So they'll never be able to align.
Exactly. So the field are 2. You're right. But when you consider yourself, there are 6. But you say outside, it is 6. So what he says, ajhatta bahidda. So ajhatta means 6 internal. Bahidda means 6 external. 6 external are rupa, saddha, gandha, rasa, pottabha, dhamma, like that. Right? If you bring it home, then you brought 12 of them. Yours. It was 6. You bought another 6 more. Now you are burdened. You don't like that sight. You don't like that sound. You don't like that taste. They all are with you now. You went and ate, came back. So you're feeling like vomiting, or you would feel like keeping it. Worst thing I did, saw a feminine object. I thought it's a good one. Let me shop it. And celebrated it. You know what? I'm falling in the well. Please come, wish me. Let me go into the well even more deeper. Okay. They opened it up. We also have fallen. Welcome. We all will have a feast now. So every day fighting. Tinky, 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 tinky. Why? Because the eye doesn't want that sight. The ear doesn't want that sound. The nose doesn't want that smell. The body doesn't want that touch. And like that. Now what do we do? And this is what he teaches here. He says, the only teacher who can tell you 12 ayatanas. Otherwise, everybody speaks the same. And then we think that no other Upanishad didn't have that. In fact, it is there in Taittiriya Upanishad. It's a very nice shloka. If I could recite it. Bhadram karnevi shrunuyama devaha Bhadram paschaimakshabhirajatraha Sthirairangaihi Sustuvasas stanubihi Vyashema deva. Like that. Swastina Indro Viddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishvadevaha Swastinaksho Arishtanemi Swastino Bruhat Pratit Dadatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What it really means is Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha. Protect the ear from any other sound. Because that ayatana I don't want. Keep it. I don't want. Let this indriya be protected. So they also knew. It's not that only Buddha invented it. But Buddha gave clarity on what is ayatana, what is indriya. The only person who has done so. And hence we should have confidence in Buddha. Not because, it's something never known to anybody else and only Buddha invented it. No. It was known to everyone. That the ayatana is a problem is known to everyone. But they don't know whether ayatana is separated out of indriya or not. Because they are very subtle. Same eye. Dibba chakku, dibba sota, like that. That's a thing. So should we go to the next one or?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So is it, let's say, talking about ayatanas and indriyas, so there are 6 indriyas, right? And there are 12 ayatanas. Are the 12 ayatanas? Oh, no?
No.
Oh, there are 6 ayatanas and 6 indriyas.
6 indriyas becoming 6 ayatana. They become.
Okay. Each indriya becomes a ayatana after, all the...
Wait, how did it become? It became chirag.
Mm-hmm.
Chirag, do you have an eye, EYE?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right? Okay. You have an ear, which is Chirag's ear, right? Is it anything to do with Aryu's ear? What Aryu hears is in Chinese. What you hear is Patiala the Puttar. Actually. But for common sense, you are using English. And if we both start in Hindi, Bobby will run away, Harry will run away, Bobby will understand, May doesn't know what we are speaking, Shreyas can understand, Janak anyway loves Hindi. But if we both were to talk in Kannada, anyway, you don't know Kannada, I and Shreyas will talk in Kannada, all of you will jump out from here. And I will talk in Malayalam. With Bobby, everybody else will go away.
I can understand Kannada.
Yeah, he can understand Kannada.
So
yeah, he will also stay. But what about Janak? That poor guy will run away. May, she doesn't know what these guys are up to. So that is Ayatan. Okay. Now, your eye is no different than my eye, EYE, and Aryu's eye. But are you seeing it like that? We three are seeing the same thing. And that's Indriya. But limited means what? You're eating only Chinese. Like in the case of Aryu, when his student comes, he will change to Chinese. What happened to English? What happened to his love for desi food? All washed out. In Ayatana, everything is washed out. Gone. But if you were to go by Indriya, there is no person. There is no Chirag, there is no Vilas, there is no Aryu, there is no Shreyas, there is no Bobby, there is no Janak, there is no May. It's just an eye. Its job is to see. Are we seeing it that way? Let's think. We are not doing it. And we can't do it also. Yes, Shreyas.
So if I can give an example, right, like in terms of computers, let's say, the function of the operating system is the same, be it Mac OS, Linux, or Windows, it's all the same. But we have different flavors. That is Ayatana, right? The main operating system, that functionality, that is Indriya. So we calling it by different names becomes the Ayatana, right?
Call it by the processor. That's Indriya.
Yeah. Sure.
What operating system you put on that is Ayatana.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you have a 8-core processor. 8 core is 8 core. 16 core is 16 core. That's Ayatana. Sorry, that's Indriya. What are you using for? Windows. So you can only run Windows program on that. Yes, sir, Arif.
So there's this sutta you always quote, the Vijnana Anitasanam, right? At the end, he's on Namancha Rupecha. When you cut those off, then you can get back, let's say, the purity of Indriya because you cut off the Ayatana.
Yes, completely. Because
Can you repeat that again, Aryu?
I think Vilas will probably explain better than I can.
Yeah. See, it's like this. It says Vinyanam Anidassanam Anantam Sappato Pabam. What it means, Vinyana is consciousness. In general, the consciousness doesn't have any referential points. That's the reason it's called Anidasana, unestablished, undirected, unestablished. Anantam, endless. Sabbato Pabam, it's there everywhere. Right? Your eye, my eye, Aryu's eye, Chirag's eye, Bobby's eye, Janak's eye, May eye, Shreyas eye, and all eyes are eyes, which has only consciousness. That's it. Yatta Pathavi cha apo cha tejo cha vayo na gadati. That means if it is not established or held on to the Pathavi apo tejo vayo, Yatta dhikancha rasancha anuthula shubha ashubham. That means if it is not held on to long, short, fat, lean, like that. This which one? The consciousness. Yatta namancha rupancha asesam uparujjati. Even the little bit of name and form, which is the part of ayatana, is not there. Vinyanasya nirodena. That vinyana, that created consciousness, that prepared consciousness will get extinguished. What's prepared consciousness? Chirag is a prepared consciousness. So the field of experience is only of Chirag. That can never be Aryu's experience at all. And whatever Aryu is experiencing can never become Chirag's experience, even though you both stay together, just like you and your wife, Chirag. Her experience is her experience, your experience is your experience. That means her field of experience, you can't take it, nor she can take your field of experience. No matter you both are sharing the same bed. If you get a child, that child has its own field of experience. It can never experience what you both are experiencing at any point in time on the same object, because its ayatana is different. Its field of experience is different. It will eat what it wants to eat, nothing that you can do about it. Meaning, it will see the way it wants to see it. It will hear the way it wants to hear it. It will taste the way it wants to taste it. It will smell it wants to smell it. Like that. Is that clear to all of you? Yep. Yeah, Aryu.
And I guess when you cut off this constraint of this, localized consciousness, then it becomes dipas chakku, dipa sota, because it's
so all the
divine.
8 vidya will appear.
Because it becomes divine in that sense.
Yes.
What will appear?
Vidya. Vidya means vidya, which is knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not localized. Non-localized. At present, Chirag, we are all localized. See, when you see your wife, you will recognize it your wife. And that's it. You are localized. Done. When you see the building and you recognize this is Google, you're localized. This is San Francisco Bay Area. Localized. So then it means I'm flying from San Francisco to Bangalore. Right? That's a localized experience now. That is, I'm flying from San Francisco and I'm flying to Bangalore. It's a localized experience. It's a prepared experience, I could say. It's just prepared. Sankhara, preparation. So I'm preparing. The consciousness is prepared to see Terminal 2, Bangalore, and see San Francisco Airport. Right? Airport is an airport, but still I will feel this is Bangalore Airport and this is San Francisco. Now I compare. Wow, Aryu, San Francisco Airport is beautiful, man. And he says, Vilas, I think you're out of your mind. When I was in Bangalore Airport looked good to me. I say, I don't know. I only wish I was in San Francisco. He says, Vilas, you know what? I'm dying to be in India. I don't know why the hell you want to be in the US. I say, yeah, sometimes it happens that way, but I would love to be in the US. And especially San Francisco. That's it. Mountain View, California. How it would be. Because that's my localized environment. Now, what can Aryu do about it? He will say, Vilas, boss, listen, you're supposed to teach Dhamma, not enjoy San Francisco. Please try to understand. We brought you here for what reason? that you are going to enjoy San Francisco. Yes, go ahead, Arif. Exactly. Exactly.
I think I can tell another simile of that in Indian. This one, people say that people can like somebody who is married, like it's like an Indian toilet. It is like somebody who is inside the toilet want to come out, and somebody who is outside the toilet want to go
Wants to go
inside.
in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
So
like that only. The ayatanas are like that. You know it is shit, but you want to take that shit before somebody else takes it. And that's what it is happening. See, we when I'm in the US or when you guys are in India, every day will go away. Like Shreyas, Sachin, and Aryu. This January, we were together. We had our shit in the same place, same house, same toilet seat, basically. Toilet seat is same, but not the same room. So the Ayatana will say, you never had a shit in Aryu's room. But wait a second. Aryu and Vilas were sleeping together, right? So they used the same toilet. Yes. That means Vilas went first. Yes. Then Aryu went next. Yes. But the toilet seat is the same. Yes, interesting. Now, when you flush it, don't these two go together? It does. There's no Chinese there, there's no Indian there. It's only piece of shit. And they go where? See, for Aryu to come to India, it requires a visa. But for his shit to go anywhere doesn't require anything. Isn't that the strangest thing in the world? His shit can go anywhere. Nobody is going to ask, hey, wait, this is Chinese shit. Hey, hold on. Hey, come on, you can't go there. No, it can go wherever it wants. Because Chinese shit is no different than Indian shit. And he's not Chinese either. He's a North American. He has an American passport. So he should have shown to the toilet seat, hey, you know what? I have a passport and I can shit in this country for 5 years. I've got a multiple entry. But it's going everywhere because we're seeing from Ayatana. But exactly the same pot we both sat, the same pot. At least in the case of Shreyas, he had his own room. Sachin had his own room. So they did their thing in this different. But in my case, in Aryu's case, same washroom. But Ayatana will say, that's my field. Oh, Shreyas, shared bathroom. Oh, yes, different rooms. Yes, he and Sachin, same washroom. Correct. So basically, have you ever thought, have you ever seen this? When you go to the washroom, it's the same. There's no Ayatana there. If I were to come to San Francisco and shit, no US person can throw me out. The shit can stay there forever. The visa is, I'm coming for 3 weeks, but my shit can stay for years together without a visa. And that's Indriya. Easy reference point. So this is prepared, that is unprepared. The shit is unprepared. This is Nibbana. This is prepared. So the dal and rice is prepared. Yes. So it is ayatana. Yes, Ari, go ahead. Exactly. So ayatana, if you drop, this is mine, you are released. That's all what Dhamma is. They are not yours. Eye is not yours. Ear is not yours. The tongue is not yours. The taste is not, the body is not yours. It's so true. Just like you do shit. Will you claim it, saying that, hey, you know what? 11 years ago, or rather now 13 years ago, if I come this time to US, it's 13 years and I have never seen US. So if I were to land in O'Hare International, Chicago, and go to shit, and that shit and this shit are the same. 13 years ago, that would have landed somewhere now in some area and by now dried up and be part of that mud. And that's it. It stays there forever. Even though it came from the same body, this body, 13 years ago. But nobody claims. No baggage claim. If we can stay like that, Indriya is retained. Ayatanas are washed out. So there's no feeling and there's no perception and hence Nibbana. Sanya Vedeta Nirodha. Ayatanas will have the feeling and perception. It's gone. Yes, Aryu. I think we will not be able to touch the third one. Right. Yes. Indriya Sambara, a good question. I was thinking somebody will ask me this. They should ask me this. If you look at the Indriya Sambara, he's talking even that Indriya, you have to drop it off completely so that no further existence can be made out of it. Otherwise, what happens? You will land up in a place called as Anagami. You'll never come back. That means his ayatanas are almost so unconditioned that it's just an Indriya. And then it'll end. Instead, you end it completely. So the Vijnana doesn't even arise again. So he's talking about Indriya Samvara rather than Ayatana. Whereas when you come to the other places, he will talk about Ayatana. So subtle difference between Indriya and Ayatana, but the field of existence, first you have to remove. Then you come to the entire field, which is Indriya. Then you see what is happening. That the Indriya also goes through the same. So you make it Anicca Dukkha Viparinama Dhamma and leave it. Yes, Chirag.
I don't think I understand what samvara is. Indriya samvara and ayatana samvara.
Samvara is also a Hindi word. Samvara, or in Sanskrit. Samvara means is to restrain. Indriya, Indriya. So restraining the senses.
And again, in context of, I think I don't really understood. So in context of Value's question, why do Indriya samvara instead of ayatana samvara? Is that what his question
Yeah,
was?
because Indriya have turned into Ayatana, so
Yeah.
Indriya
Yeah, yeah.
Samvara will not make it Ayatana. So there can't be an Ayatana Samvara because Ayatana is virtual, Indriya is real. And
Yeah.
when you allow it to go out and shop, it creates a virtual prepared environment which he keeps on going and biting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's no control over ayatana, right? Like you can't control what images and perceptions come up, but
You can
control.
the Indriya from becoming an Ayatana you can control. And
Wait,
when
you're
you do
saying
that, yes,
we can control Indriya from becoming an Ayatana, but let's say after we already taken through the Indriya, then we cannot control after that, right? Like once we take in, or we can.
if you get into Indriya, that means you have restrained the senses from going out. Now you throw the senses itself. So you become pure consciousness without senses. And that is parinibbana. So one is nibbana, one is parinibbana. Nibbana is a stage when you have seen that the indriya is just not going anywhere. So the mind is still, stillness of the mind. The indriya will make it move out. So you have stilled it. But that is indriya samvara. Now, go one step back. This indriya itself is not yours. You have got nothing to do with it. So you give up. When you give up, the consciousness doesn't exist as this or that anymore at Parinibbana.
So that means Indriya will go completely at the time of death for an arahant. Or a
He has
completely.
become an arhat, and after that, no vijnana can be found. Like in the
But
Godaka.
for an arahant also Indriyas are there, but he is restrained.
Yes, it is there. No, all
Yeah,
suttas
yeah,
says
it's
it is
there.
there.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
But there are no ayatana.
No, either.
Okay, so let's end it and meet tomorrow.